pounding the pavement. This is a
Exactly.
story in ambition, in determination, in entrepreneurship. I mean, amazing case study, and you know, the rest is history, as they say, Kim.
It is because out, you know, I tell the students this too. I didn't get my first real client. I did a lot of free work, but I was willing to do the free work at that point. I was willing to do any free work for any clients that would let me at least build up a portfolio. So
you hustled.
I kept that. I said, all right, fine. I kept getting discouraged, but I would say, all right, got to keep going. You can't take 12 steps back. You got to take 12 steps forward. So I kept going. I did a ton of free work. And in that free work, I got my first big client who took a chance on me. They were a restaurant group in Boston, and they stayed my client until the pandemic shut everybody down. And so I started building slowly. You know, I had 2 clients and I was like, okay, I'm, you know, the main form of income was still the bar, but I was like, okay, companies take 5 to 6 years to take off. I'm on the right track. Keep your head up, keep going. While I was doing that, a friend of mine was working at Staples, and she had 2 little girls, my very best friend, and her quality of life was starting to go down because she was spending, you know, an hour and a half commuting in, hour and a half commuting out. You know, she was getting home, her daughters were in bed, and it was, you know, she started to feel the weight of that. And so one day she came to me and said, I'm going to leave Staples and I'm going to help you build Ring Communications, which was great. Because at that point I said, okay, I have help now, and I have help from somebody who knows me, knows what I'm trying to do, believes in me. So we kind of joined forces and we started thinking, and we, you know, we did the whole like, okay, who can we ask for business kind of thing. And it's a really great story. He's a polarizing figure by all means, but she grew up in the same small town in Maine as UFC president Dana White.
Wow.
Bringing the UFC back to Boston for the first time in like 5 years or something. And he had said to her, like, what are you up to these days? Where are you working? And she said, I'm helping my friend. And that was in August of 2013, I remember. So yeah, it's 10 years ago this summer. And he said, you know what? I'll throw you guys some work. I'll give you a shot.
Jeez.
And it was that shot that really put me on the map. Like he gave me the opportunity to prove that I knew what I was doing. And I delivered. And he says that all the time, which is the most important thing. We didn't take advantage of the opportunity because it was a friend of a friend. I was given the opportunity to prove myself. She and I showed up. We worked super hard. And then that opened the door going forward. I've been working with the UFC since that day, but by working with a global, well-known brand, he then, and his entire team then, opened up doors because people saw that I worked with the UFC. So if the Gronkowski brothers needed something, my name would get thrown in, or Pedro needed something. So that door ended up opening a ton of doors. And from 2013 on is really when Ring Communications took off.